Hi guys, it's Ross. In the UK at the moment, there's a big problem with tanker drivers wanting to go on strike, and in the UK at the moment there's a big sort of fear over it, and a lot of people are going out and panic buying fuel. So I thought this would be quite an appropriate time to go out and make a video on the knock-on effects of a fuel shortage in a shit hits the fan situation. Now, the different stages of the knock-on effect could be split up into several different categories. Several different stages, sorry. So I'm just going to talk about them now. First stage, instant stage, would be panic. People will be going out and panic buying and trying to get as much stuff as they can. Second stage after that would be the shops and stuff would have to start closing because they're running out of food because of the just-in-time delivery system that the companies use to deliver things. Now, if you don't know what this is, what it basically is that the computers in the shop, if you buy, say, a pack of pasta, and it will send that purchase to the head office, which will then tell the next lorry that's being sent out to send out a pack of pasta to replenish that. So it's constantly being replenished. They don't store goods at the shops. So instant thing would be the shops would have to close. This after sort of 2 days or so, the shops would have to close because they haven't got any food, because the lorries can't take the food to the shops. Now, the third stage would be that be for sort of 3 days after this, just sort of hope, and this is when people are going to hope that like the government are going to intervene and sort it all out. So when the government, this is the key point. If the government can intervene at that point and make it all fine, up to this sort of point, it will be fine. Everything will be fine. They'll just sort of get back to normal if the government intervene. But after this point, it just gets harder and harder to prevent anything worse happening. So on the fourth stage is going to be for the 2 or so weeks afterwards, 1 to 2 weeks afterwards, where people are going to have enough food in the house, but they're going to start sort of worrying about the food not being able to get more food. Now, I'm not saying that the government aren't going to intervene before here, because most likely chances they won't. But I'm just going to talk about this is sort of the worst case scenario we're talking about here. So now, everyone's sort of got the food, and at this point there's still going to be hope. In like most people have probably got about 2 weeks worth of stuff in their cupboards, so they're going to be trying to eat that. And for the first 5 days or so, they're not probably going to change their eating patterns, but after that they're going to start rationing out. Now, after this, the government can still intervene, but it becomes harder as you gradually go along. Now, as you move in stage 5, which is the sort of stage where you get looters trying to go around and get food, going into people's houses and trying to steal their food, just sort of rambling around trying to look for food, basically. Obviously there'll be a lot of hunting going on, so if you've got pet cats or pet dogs, good time to keep them inside the house. Now, after that would be stage, what are we on now? 6, I think? Stage 6. Now, this stage would be where people start to die. Now, there could be quite a lot of causes for people to start dying. One of the main ones would be that the water pumps would stop running and people would die of dehydration, not being able to get the right water. And another thing, possibility is that people would start, once the water's gone, people are going to start trying to drink out of like local rivers and stuff, and sewage systems might stop working, so they're going to start drinking out dirty water sources, and this could cause cholera and disease. And disease will probably, if a SHTF situation happened, disease would probably be one of the biggest killers, along with dehydration and famine. So now we're on sort of stage 7 and stuff. Now this is very unlikely. People have started to die, and the economy is just completely breaking down, and disease is rife. Now, at this point, it basically becomes every man for himself. At this point, the government can intervene, but it'll be virtually impossible. Once it's got to this stage, they just wouldn't be able to recover it. If they did try to recover it, it would take years and years to rebuild society after this kind of collapse. And another thing, once it's got to this stage, don't think that the army and the police are going to be helping you. They've got their own families to look after. They've got more important things to be looking after than you. So it's going to be sort of become every man for themselves. And stage 8, which is sort of the most unlikely one, we're going past. Well, no, we're still on stage 7 at the moment. Let's not move on to stage 8 yet. Now it's sort of rule of law, sort of every man for himself. This is a point where you get the classic situations that sort of Southern Prepper talks about, and lots of other preppers, where there's like people banded into small groups like militias and sort of going against each other for food, and sort of security becoming an issue. I mean, security's been an issue, but I mean at this point it's going to be a very big issue. If it gets to this stage, you're going to have to protect your perimeter and sort of set up different, like, spread your food apart, and water, and spread your supplies apart. So, and then there's stage 8, which is the rebuilding stage. Now, in stage 7, going back to stage 7, that the people are going to rise to the top of the hierarchy and take back over. Because it's unlikely, if there's a prime minister at the time or a president at the time, if they just let the country go to rack and ruin and just completely ignore it, and then come out once like half the population's died off, and then try and proclaim themselves prime minister or president, they're going to get killed. So in stage 7, you're going to see people rising to the top. Like, each group, each community is going to have sort of their hierarchy or community leader, and this could create problems between groups of people, and you could see many different groups banding into big groups, and possibly some kind of civil war. Stage 8, but that could be missed and skip to stage 9, which is the final stage where society starts to rebuild itself again, and carry on. But this, I'm just talking about the worst case scenario here, sort of slowly building up in stages. So it's just a rough breakdown of what would happen in a shit hits the fan situation that could be caused by an oil shortage. Now, it might not be an oil shortage, it could be many different things: riots, war, lack of water, lack of food. Economy breakdown is probably the most likely one, but I just thought I'd relate it to oil, as that's sort of the relevant thing in the UK at the moment. But this sort of 9-tier system could be applied to any survival situation. So thanks for watching, and thanks to all my subscribers as well. Everyone who subscribed to me and supported me over sort of the 5-6 months I've been on YouTube. It might even be less. But yeah, thanks to everyone that supported me, and thanks to all my subscribers. And if you haven't already, please do go and rate, comment and subscribe, because it does mean a lot to me. Right, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.